get that Crown Act passed in West Virginia. And we're going to get that Fairness Act passed in West Virginia. Because we're here and our numbers matter. Don't forget, after everything I say, you're going to say Black Voters Matter. Y'all ready? We will register to vote. Black Voters Matter. All right. We're going to put our names on the ballot. Black Voters Matter.
I am Danielle Walker. I am is a declaration of who, whom, and whose you are. And I know through the journey of becoming an elected official and having the skill and the know-how of being a community advocate and activist has set the bar for me. I know that through pain plus progress equals power, and we the people are power. People Power Grassroots Organization is what has built this country. It is what has framed the Black community. It is what has educated us and elevated us. You are worthy and you matter. See, we are more than just hashtags. We are more than just slavery. We are kings, queens, inventors, educators, and also business owners. See, the power of one is making sure that we are on one accord. And we are now fighting for equity. Equality is 2,000 late. And as we set the bar and the path was set for those who came before us, as civil rights leaders, as mothers, as suffragists, we are now here. We are still beating the same pavement. We are still fighting for the same ask. And now that ask has become a demand. So in order to be part of the change, we are being uncomfortable for many moments to be part of the movement. A movement that can only be defined by self, the person who reflects back, looking at you in the mirror. What is your passion? What is your why? Let that guide you. Let that begin and to continue to be the fire in your belly. Now, I am a former elected official, House of Delegates from 2018 to 2023 when I resigned in District 51 and District 81. Breaking barriers is not easy for any of us, but there's something about being the power of one and being the first. It opens doors and it sets a pathway for more to follow. See, there's something special about making sure that you are lending a hand up, because that means that someone more powerful than you is coming. See, there is something special in making sure that we are grounding our community and there is unity in the community, because words without works are a waste, and we are not a waste. So I challenge each and every one of you to find your place and allow yourself grace, because you belong and you are worthy. I belong and I am worthy. I am Black. I am proud. I am Black and I am educated. I am Black. I am a voter. I am Black and I am a former elected official. I am Black and I am a mother. I am Black and I am here. I am Black and I know representation. I am Black and I will take a stand. I am Black and I empower, embed, elevate, and educate in one love. I am Danielle Walker.
Hi, I'm Dr. Cicero Mfeng III. I'm a fourth-generation Black Huntingtonian. I am the current Assistant Provost of Access and Opportunity at Marshall University, where I'm charged with community engagement and the faculty engagement, helping with recruitment and retention, and a variety of other endeavors. I'm also the Assistant Director of Research and Outreach for the Appalachian Freedom Heritage Initiative, which is a 9-county, 3-state initiative supported by a $1.5 million grant from the Appalachian Regional Commission, in which we are charged with identifying and documenting sites to be placed on the National Underground Railroad Network of Freedom. Those sites are found within the tri-state region of Kentucky, West Virginia, and Ohio. By the end of May, we will have achieved our goal of identifying and nominating 26 sites, and in fact getting them approved. Those 26 sites, including 2 in Cabell County, West Virginia, for the first time ever, will have accomplished their goal. I'm also the driver of leader of an initiative to create a Black Appalachian Cultural Center within Huntington, which will be the hub of an emerging cultural heritage tourism sector within southern West Virginia and the Ohio River Valley. I am the conference chair for the 49th Annual Appalachian Studies Association Conference, which will be held in Marshall University on March 19th through the 21st of this year. And so I've got a variety of endeavors underway to really animate and elevate the rich African American history that exists within the state and within Central Appalachia. I am also the author of Black Huntington, an Appalachian Story, which was published in 2019 by the University of Illinois Press. And I am the lead co-editor of a forthcoming anthology, Black Appalachia, Race, Place, and Identity. This is the follow-up anthology to 1985's seminal Blacks in Appalachia. This is scheduled for publication in September of 2026 by the University Press of Kentucky. I am on the boards of the Cabell Huntington Convention and Visitors Bureau, Cabell Wayne Counties, as well as on the board of the Carter G. Woodson Memorial Foundation, and the editorial board of the Journal of Appalachian Studies. And lastly, I am the Marshall Liaison to the Appalachian Studies Association. My vision for the future is multi-layered. Number one, I would like for the Black Appalachian Cultural Center to serve as the hub of a developing cultural heritage tourism sector that leads to economic development and job growth and cultural enrichment throughout the region. Secondly, that center will connect to other African American assets, museums, cultural centers throughout the region and the nation to really amplify the richness and uniqueness of African American history, stories, experiences, and contributions throughout Central Appalachia primarily. And thirdly, to connect it to other abiding African American assets within the region, the Coal Miners Museum, the African American Heritage Region, the Greenbrier Historical Society. So there are a number of endeavors that are out there that are engaged in educating folks on the richness and uniqueness of African American history. And so the hope would be that there would be some type of ecosystem or linkages between these entities and these efforts so that you would then build a coalescing heritage tourism sector within the state of West Virginia that would attract people from all walks of life who are interested in realizing that much of West Virginia's history is about interracial cooperation, and that is key to unifying us in a moral way that continues to animate and move the state, the region, and the nation forward. So that's it in a nutshell. Thank you for the opportunity. Bye-bye.
Are we on?
Yes.
Oh, we been on?
Yeah.
Well, it is said that it takes a village to raise a child, but it takes a village to restore a village. And my name is Dr. Shaniqua Smith. I am a restorative practitioner. I'm currently located in Charleston, and I'm just
Hold on. Because the steps are going to be in the video.
Oh. It takes a village to raise a child, but it also takes a village to restore itself. And I am one of the restorers. My name is Dr. Shaniqua Smith. I am a restorative practitioner, and my work centers around joy, education, and connecting individuals to opportunities. Because when people feel better, they can learn. And when people learn better, they do better, and they'll be able to sustain their own opportunities. I am the collaborator and owner of Restorative Actions, which through Restorative Actions, we not only restore individuals and do services in our community, but we first start with ourselves. It's important for us to understand who we are, why we are, and how we operate with one another. And as a restorative practitioner, an individual that has been certain things in life, I have learned to change pain into power, and also to first decolonize myself in order for me to try to help other individuals. I encourage individuals. A lot of us are born and we do not receive the opportunity to grow in our gifts and our talents and our spirits. And a lot of times we become our situations. But I want to encourage everyone to know that we do not have to be our circumstances. We do not have to be our past or what our family has given to us. Whatever you have inside of you, you have to believe and bring a community around you. And I ask us all in our spaces of work that we take time to pour into each other. Because it's a difference. It also takes a village to restore the village. And I am one of the restorers of my village. My name is Dr. Shaniqua Smith. I am a restorative practitioner and currently located in Charleston. How I am making space for our people, my people, especially, is first of all, it started with my own internal healing and understanding my space. And now that I'm in a space of knowing who I am and why I had to go through certain things that I go through, I'm in a space now of taking my experiences and truthfully the pain that I have endured in life and turning it into power. And I'm taking these spaces that I've been in and using it not only to heal myself and really get into the place of who I am, but also to show that light that's in the dark. Many of us don't get a chance to find out what our gift is, what our purpose is. Rather, it's the lack of support in our parents, family, community. But it only takes one. And it just takes time for us to invest in one. Who are we investing in? Who are we taking time in to really make a difference? It's beautiful to do massive things and give people service, but you can take a model and service people. But if you want to really help people change in their position, we have to do some individual work. So me, myself, my work focuses on joy, education, and connecting individuals to opportunities. Because when people feel better, they can learn. And when people learn better, they do better. And when people learn, they're able to sustain their own opportunities. And so I understand that the importance of not only doing the good work, but doing the good work in a transformative space. And also doing it to where it can be legendary for our descendants.
I'm Dr. Christy Williams Dumas, Chair of the Human Rights Commission, Beckley, West Virginia. I am absolutely grappling with what to say about our future and my thoughts about it and my hopes and my aspirations and dreams about a brighter political landscape. I'm hardly ever stumped or at a loss for words, but this is challenging. Particularly challenging when I look around at the state of affairs, when I turn on the news or I scroll social media. It is so hard to find the bright spots. And then I thought about Black Policy Day. I thought about ways that my family is engaging. The thought that we are coming, that we are reading up on what is going on, that there are bills that we are following, that on Black Policy Day, my son is going to be a page for one of our local delegates, that he will be interfacing with the process. and that he will be learning and that he will be tracking. And then I started to feel hopeful about the future. Finding positive ways to interface with a system that doesn't feel like it is always working for us. But being informed, being present, being there, and getting an understanding gives me some hope for the future. Get involved. Be present. Be accounted for.
Hi, I am Elizabeth Ann Greer. I reside on the Eastern Panhandle in Berkeley County, and I am a licensed special educator. I am a certified perinatal mental health practitioner, and I am a doula. In the grand scheme of things, along with being a clinical herbalist, I am classified as an integrated care systems strategist. What I do is I work with families, especially those who are considered neurodivergent and or those families that are medically complex and high needs, and I help them navigate life. I help them figure out ways that they can live more whole, grounded and centered, identifying tools, resources, and opportunities that is going to ensure that their family, businesses, and or the individual person lives an exceptional life to the greatest that they can, right? And community. What community means to me. Community is the opportunity for all of us to come together and to create safe spaces. Community is important. I am a part of various community organizations. I'm a founding member and the president-elect of Friends Family Civitan, which was the first division of such in the world, actually, and we are in Martinsburg, West Virginia. One of our goals is to create spaces that your family can come and learn and be able to pour back into not only one another, the other families in the group, but also give back to the community. Learn how to be a wonderful citizen, a wonderful neighbor, and in all of that, learn how to be a wonderful you. It's something amazing that happens when you learn how to give of yourself and turn to your neighbor and say, hey, how can I be here for you? Lean on me when you're not strong, in the words of Bill Withers, another fellow West Virginian, right? So I am deeply honored and appreciative for the opportunity to serve West Virginia in many facets. I am Miss Black West Virginia 2026. My platform is Nurturing the Village. I believe that it is very important that we work to create opportunities for Black neurodivergent families to have access to education, opportunities, support groups, birth education, postpartum support, all the things, but particularly as it pertains to perinatal mental health. Far too often, Black families, especially those that are neurodivergent, those neurospicy individuals, we are overlooked. We don't have always the language and or the support to communicate our needs, our sensory sensitivities, to maneuver certain spaces and or as it pertains to transitioning into parenthood, whether it's mom, dad, or those caregivers. The act of becoming a parent is a big life-altering transition, and it's important that we provide safe spaces for that care to come through, right? It's important that we have exceptional mental health when our mental is good, our hearts are good, our bodies are good, and without healthy parents, how are we going to have healthy kids, right? And it's a cycle. So I am very much looking forward to the work that I get to do in that realm and the initiatives that are going to not just start, but continue to go forth for the years to come, right? This isn't just a one-time moment. It is a legacy building that we're doing, and we do that together in community. I don't have all the answers to all the things, but I know having opportunities like Black Policy Day are going to enable me to share my knowledge, my skill sets with someone else. It is a legacy building that we're doing, and we do that together in community. I don't have all the answers to all the things, but I know having opportunities like Black Policy Day are going to enable me to share my knowledge, my skill sets with someone else, and and they can share theirs with me. Us working together is going to build phenomenal things for those of us who are here now, those of us who are coming, and those of us who are growing, honoring those of us who have already gone on. To be Black is to be beautiful, brilliant, brave, bold, audacious, daring, dynamic, exceptional, and divine. And to be Black is to hold life and to continue to build beyond our wildest imaginations in the most glorious way. So again, my name is Elizabeth Ann Greer. I'm an integrative care systems strategist, and I am here just living and loving in light, love, joy, and peace with integrity, morality, and justice. I love you, but God loves you more.
So once upon a time, there was a cat that lived in a valley where the gold dome glowed morning, noon, and night. This cat was placed into a box with a vial of toxic acid that was produced at one of the nearby chemical plants. And if this vial were to break, the cat from the valley where the gold dome glowed morning, noon, and night would probably die. The only way to know if the cat from the valley where the gold dome glowed morning, noon, or night, in the box with the vial of acid that was manufactured at the nearby chemical plant, was really dead or alive is to open the box. The cat is either dead or alive. There's a 50-50% chance either way, because the cat can't be both dead and alive, right? But until you open the box, the cat is technically dead and alive. The cat is in a state of superposition. A famous thought experiment by Edward Schrodinger illustrates how things exist in multiple states, or at the same time, a paradox, until you open the box. Until we open the box and take a look-see, the cat in the valley where the gold dome glows morning, noon, or night is technically dead and alive. I think the cat in the box from the valley where the gold dome glows morning, noon, or night is West Virginia. And I think that we, the people of West Virginia, near and far, are the ones doing the observing. We have the power to open the box. We have the potential to open the box to be something wilder than wonderful, but we need to fearlessly open the box and have a look-see. My name is Crystal Good, sometimes Good Woman. I'm a mama, a writer-poet, a quantum Christian, and Afro-Latin, African-American Appalachian. Also, I make no apologies for the use of my double nouns or my Appalachian English, and I love quantum physics. Even though I don't fully understand it, but as the great physicist Richard Feynman said, if you think you understand quantum physics, then you don't. And I don't understand with perfect understanding how until you open a box, the cat in the valley where the gold dome glows morning, noon, and night is both dead and alive. I'm from where the gold dome glows morning, noon, and night, and yes, that is real gold on our dome, Charleston, the capital of West Virginia. And as some of you may know, the capital wasn't always in Charleston. It was in Wheeling, and then Charleston, and then Charleston, and then Wheeling, and then Wheeling, and then Charleston. And it's the dualities in West Virginia like this that lead me to believe the state was born in and still is in a state of superposition, where all things are possible. West Virginia, for example, is the southernmost northernest, the northernmost southernest, state in the Eastern Time Zone. West Virginia isn't really even west of Virginia, but kind of up and over. West Virginia was both Union and Confederate in the Civil War. And today, West Virginia is a Democratic state that votes Republican. And West Virginia is a state sitting at the crossroads, teeming with billboards that read, "Coal keeps the lights on." Yet we're one of the poorest states in the nation. We have yet to settle out of this superposition, this quantum foam. We have yet to open the box to have a look-see. And even with our 150-year-old history, we are still defining ourselves to each other and the nation. And speaking of defining ourselves, I call this next slide the graphic of the dreaded poles and stereotypes. We have plenty of data calling ourselves the worst, this or that, and plenty of stereotypes to debate. But perhaps the one that we can all agree on is West Virginia is small. And in our super-size me jumbo world, small doesn't seem to matter. But small things do matter. Quantum physics proves it. Quantum physics deals with small particles, the things too small to see with our naked eyes. Particles, subatomic and atomic, that make up our bodies, make up our world. We take small things for granted, small things like thoughts and ideas. We don't think of quantum leaps as something important because they're not big, but a quantum is tiny. It's small, yet definitive. It's precise. It's the first step. West Virginia took a quantum leap on June 20th, 1863, when its citizens voted yes with the formation of a new state. And I think, well, I see, we are preparing to take another leap. And here's the crazy thing about quantum leaps. In the particle world, nobody understands how particles can leap. But they can, and they do. It drove Einstein crazy because it doesn't make any sense. It breaks the rules of classic physics, and if you've ever been across West Virginia, you know that sometimes we break the rules. In fact, we broke the rules just by becoming a state. We're the only state to become a state without constitutional consent. Small things matter. And one day, I did a small thing. I bowed down to the Google gods with a simple search request or a prayer request asking for Appalachian African American poets. I hit enter thinking I can't be the only one I can't be. I wasn't, and I'm not. I found Frank X. Walker and Nikki Finney and the Appalachian Poets, an esteemed collection of writers from across the globe whose sole mission is to make the invisible visible. And to my great honor, I was invited to join the group. Shortly thereafter, Nikki Finney challenged me to write, to riff, she said, about quantum physics and West Virginia. I said, okay, which one? Quantum physics or West Virginia? She said, both, together, you riff. I started looking, and then I saw a state of creative possibilities. I began to riff West Virginia and quantum physics because small things matter. Small things was the bridge, the connection I was looking for to make sense of West Virginia and quantum physics. My job as a poet is to take a look-see. And when I found my tribe of poets, I found people with whom I shared positive perceptions about West Virginia, a common belief in Appalachian diversity and creativity. I was given permission to think differently, to observe and to be observed with purpose, to riff in this quantum symphony and look-see. West Virginia and quantum physics. The words are as slippery and resistant to definition as poet. And poetry has always been aware of the huge possibilities. Expectations. In a blank page or a computer screen, there exists infinity, a field of possibilities, a box to open. The father of quantum physics, Niels Bohr, said, the poet is not nearly as concerned with describing the facts as creating images. And I try to create images where individuals are particles in poems entangled in cooperation in a field of possibility. I see poems in this field like computer networks, or even better, as jazz musicians, where every player is improvising yet keeping rhythm with the whole. I imagine in this cooperative cohesion that particles like musicians riff and small towns thrive. The reason small towns like jazz bands matter is that they tend to be more nimble. Scale is doable, and you know pretty quickly if a song is going to work out. We are all programmed to be thinking big, but big thinking starts small. Small particles matter, small poems matter, and small towns matter. Although it's not yet the coolest town in America like Lewisburg, small towns like Rand, West Virginia, matter. The unincorporated town of Rand has always fascinated me. I started passing by Rand as a child as my mother went to work at the nearby chemical plant, DuPont. And my dad and my auntie all lived there. And I recently found out that my grandmother was born there. It's a place full of contradictions. It's black and white neighborhoods. It's trailers beside new constructions. And it's home to the famous former resident, its coincidental namesake, Randy Moss. The mercurial all-pro athlete who has on more than one occasion defied physics. But what most people don't know is that the small area around Rand also created in the same generation other professional athletes. Jason Williams with the NBA, Eric Moss, NFL, Bobby Howard, NFL, Sammy Singleton, the MLB, and that music man, Timmy Courts. It's small. In fact, I can name all the streets in Rand. They're in alphabetical order, named after colleges and universities. Athens, Bluefield, Clemson, Davidson, Emory, and on. And the great Jerry West, he's from the town just up the road. In small towns, West Virginia, I've noticed that sometimes people gather to pray for Little League sports. And that is perhaps how Rand got Randy and all the other talents, because small towns don't necessarily dream of doctors and lawyers and academics. Although maybe, just maybe, Piedmont, West Virginia did with Dr. Henry Louis Gates, the esteemed Harvard professor and one of America's great cultural critics. What if small towns took a broader look-see at the natural talent within themselves and started praying and investing in resources to expand the achievements of not only our athletes, but our thinkers and poets and scientists? According to the cat in the box theory, we've got a 50% chance. The cat in the box suggests that the mere act of observing affects a person, place, or thing. The same applies to West Virginia. Our small state, previously overlooked, now lives in a world where even the small can contribute in a big way. The ability to look and see us here in West Virginia can both alleviate myths or push them to the forefront. I come from a land where we string echoes together. I come from a land that people don't often look to, but I want people to start looking at our state with a sense of possibility. We have nothing to hide and everything to discover about ourselves. And I've been on the most exciting adventure in my thinking and writing, connecting quantum physics to poetry and my passion for West Virginia. A few years ago, I wrote a poem called Boom Boom. It's about the duality of the word strip. The poem is about the strip mine mountains and the women who strip their clothes off for money. I want to share just a little bit of this poem with you because by using strip mining as a metaphor, I'm also illustrating a perennial West Virginia duality, a superposition of sorts. We hate strip mining's environmental impact, but we sorely need its economic resources. Them boys say West Virginia girls are gold diggers. Them boys should know better, because in West Virginia, there ain't no gold, just black coal. And them girls, them West Virginia girls, don't take no handouts. They got a living to make, and stripping is hard work. And every day they get high, pretending not to notice their bodies change. They wait, prepare, grooming landing strips for them hometown millionaires to fly in and then sell them out. Always reminding them they really not worth much. They bend over, taking tips in G-streams, drunk on slurry, holding up their middle finger, thumb out, in a West Virginia sign they shout. Damn right we looking for a come up. Where else we got to go? We 49th on America's list of opportunity. Them boys say they like it when them girls talk back. They say they like them a little wild, a little wonderful. And then they take all their mineral rights. Them boys leave again, off to NASCAR, gone fishing out at state charity golf for the abused. They court Miss Kentuckys and smoke cigars sitting on top of them prettier girls, the ones with not so many scars, the ones they build mansions on. Them West Virginia girls cry hardest when the rain falls, causing mudslides and toxic messes, 'cause in her mind, this is what she deserved. Them boys say West Virginia girls are gold diggers. Them boys should know better, 'cause in West Virginia, there ain't no gold, just black, black coal. And them boys and them girls just keep blasting the same song, boom, boom. Them boys like that bass loud, boom, boom. Them girls shake it, boom, boom. Them girls, them boys, them mountains explode. So, was the poem about a stripper or a strip mine? Who exploded? The stripper? The mountain? Us? It's about the duality until you decide. And I want our small superposition state of West Virginia to collapse not into destruction, but into creation, into a forward momentum of success, because small things matter. I believe that quantum physics, West Virginia, and poetry isn't an imaginary moment, movement, or monument created for the future. There are parallels and synchronicities and poems in everyone's lives. Poetry is what happens when you see them. Muriel Rukeyser said, "The universe is not made of atoms, but stories." And through quantum physics, I started writing poems. I discovered my story. I discovered the impact of my internal dialogue and its feedback loop. I can, can't. We can, can't. It operates like a wave-particle duality. Ultimately, I found that things get better or not, depending on how I look at it. I think I can, I think I can, I think I can, I think we can. I challenge all of us to have a real look-see. Be honest with ourselves about the way we think. Be aware of our thoughts. Small things matter. And like the cat, we can, metaphorically speaking, be both dead and alive at the same time. It's the act of self-observation that makes us one or the other. And so many West Virginians act like their fate is determined by an outside observer, all those polls and surveys and stereotypes and studies to decide who we are. So tell me, which cat do you see when you see the future of West Virginia, the world, yourself? When I take a look-see through quantum physics and poetic metaphors, when I open up my poetic crystal box, I see the future in which we are attracting thinkers from across the globe to live, work, and play with us. I see a future where we are leading the world in renewable energy innovation. And every particle that has ever sang Country Roads will celebrate how West Virginia figured it out. Small things matter in a big world. And by the way, Boom Boom isn't about a stripper or a strip mine. Boom Boom is a heartbeat. Boom Boom, West Virginia is alive. Thank you.